Alright, welcome to episode 6 of the wonderful Digimon Digital Monster series here. So we're going to do a few things today. So we have two wonderful digital monsters here. We'll be starting off a new egg on them because, you know, this device is very short. I will say that this time around, this will pretty much be our last run of this device because I'll be honest, this is a very boring device. This time around, we will be, like, pretty much just getting, like, the final characters on these devices, so... Well, not the final character, we'll just be getting, like, one of the, like, main evolutions or whatever. One of the special evolutions. So we will be doing that on this device. So first up, let's start this one off. And there you go. Egg's already started up and everything. And there you go. It's an egg stage 1, because this is what this device does. Kind of simple. And we'll do this one on the side, because why not? And there you go. Both of our egg stages. Our egg stages are there and are ready. So these are replacements for baby 1 and 2. Still not my favorite ways of doing this, but oh well, I guess this is how we're settling this in the world of Bandai nonsense. So yay there for us. One of these is going to get the proper training, and then the other one's just going to get like 4 to 7 training or something like that. I just looked up a guide or whatever. Hemidos. He does some good guys. He does some great work, you know. Pretty much just going to do that. So we have one of these guys to be going down a different evolution path, and the other one will be going down the last evolution path, because I want to see that whole, like, Gabrugurumon evolution line, so why not? And then at some point in the video, after we do get everything settled up with, though, we do actually have a bit of mail to open up. But not going to do that just yet, because I know how this whole evolution stage works. These are, like, surprisingly quick half the time. You see? See, I knew how quick this is. This is very quick. This one's going to be our annoying one here, because, you know, I'll be straight up honest, I still don't like how they swapped out baby 1 and 2 with just these boring egg stages. You can cheese these boring egg stages, though, so just do this quickly. And no worries, this is how you can cheese them very quickly. Oh, we need to cheese a little bit more, so let's get the last bit of cheesing in there. And yeah, that's how you cheese this little stage here. You can just make effort, pretty much do nothing, and there you go. And now we wait for the other one, which will only get up to, like, 1 effort heart, I think we're doing for this one. Because I think it said, like, we're just doing, like, 4 of them or whatever, so there you go. And, yeah, can't do anything in this stage. This is, like, a really boring stage. This stage bothers me so much with how it works. But, yeah, stage D1. 2, 3, and 4. And that's apparently all we needed for this, so I'm just gonna chill with that for right now. And we'll do like 1 more training just in case we need something. There's 6, or 5, 6, and there you go. We'll stick with that many, because that should be good enough or whatever. So we're gonna do it like that. So there's our egg stages pretty much done and over with, and that's kind of it for right now. It's like wait 20 minutes or whatever. It's a really boring stage. And I'm going to say this right, as y'all probably know, I've many times to say this, never going to like this. This is a horrible way of doing these devices. But to be honest, this device in general has very many issues, so if anyone is looking for Digimon, don't start off with these guys. These guys are really boring. But we'll put them to the side for right now and get to the box, because we're going to talk about better Digimon things, because why not? So we got this big old box right here. I would open it up or whatever on camera, but kind of hard to. I guess we could look at like a little bit of the cuts though, because why not? What do we got to cut? We'll take an iFlash tool, because I've been working on iPods recently. I was going to do an iPod video, but the iPod I got for the video had a lot more issues than the basic stuff I was going to work with, so that's not happening just yet, apparently. Do I have a way of getting into this nicely? Ooh, how do I get in? How do I get into the box? No! Man, this box is taped up really well. Okay, we got into one side with the eye flash tool. So let's see if I can abuse ripping it open. Nope, but we can abuse the eye flash tool for a little bit more. Okay, maybe this will be good enough now. Let's see if I can get this in there. Well, let's see if I can. Ah! This setup's too tiny for this. And what do we got inside? It's bubbles. Ugh, man, so much of this. It's a lot of bubble packaging. There's so much of this in here. Ooh. Oh, wait, we got more in there. We got more into it. We got packaging material. You might already know what this is from the look and styling of it. But let's get further in. Let's see if I can find the... How do I want to get into this? Ugh. Rip open! Oh, that got me, like, really quickly into this. So first off, let's show off the first thing in here. It's a Pendulum X3! 3.0. Well, there's not a 3.5. I don't know why they said 3.0. I get why they did it, because, like, there's a 1.5 and a 2.5, but still, it's kind of weird. But we got another Pendulum X. So, for those who don't know, I've been trying to collect these in their boxes for each one of these releases. So, because if you collect them in a box, they come in the school book, and that's the main reason I do it. It's just to get this nice book in it, pretty much. But yeah, it's another really super nice device. Really love this. It's my favorite color, too, the purple one as well. So I'm like, yay! Super excited to run this device at some point. There is a difference with this device. It actually has a green and red LED in the middle instead of just like a basic red one, which is really kind of cool. Really interesting overall. I think I have one of my X devices right to the side here, which you can sort of see the difference. As you see, all the LEDs are the same in that one, but I see in the middle one right there, it's a bit more fogged up or whatever. And that's just because it is a different type of LED, which is kind of cool to see. I do love these devices. These are like paper, these are super thin devices and everything. Really love the Pendulum X. And at some point we will be doing a series over the 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. And at some point maybe the 5.0s if I ever get my hands on them. The 2.5 is like stupendously rare, so I don't know if I'll ever be able to do a 5-point series. The 1.5 is kind of common. Well, not common, but like rare. I don't know how to describe it really. But at some point we'll do the series on the Pendulum X's, so expect that pretty soonish, I guess. But here we go, we got a really cool device that shows the little green light concept there. Really cool, I'm super excited to test this out at some point. And I'm really glad to finally have a sort of set complete for this. And I'm super excited about it. Woo! Do I want to open it up further and look at the device itself in hand? Why not? Oh, this is so cool. So there's the X antibody in the background right there. Really cool looking thing to see. This was actually reused again in the, what was it? The DMX design, the DMX third one. Because when they were designing the DMX, they decided to do a really cool callback to this one, which is really cool. I do not have a DMX3, sadly, so I can't show that off, but I do know that they did do a callback to this design. This purple is super nice, by the way. It is, like, shiny and everything. Has that sparkly look to it and stuff. Oh, so nice! Super excited about this. And this is just one of my favorite devices. Really love the look and stylings of it. At one point, we'll do an X series. X series will come up at some point. And I'm not going to spoil the book yet because I'm going to save that for the later series, because why not? But let's talk about the other device that came in, the mail. Because I ordered 2 things, and that's what I did. Now this one's a bit more crazier. It is a Digimon Neo! So this is actually a walking device, which is super cool and really exciting to see this one. The Neo is pretty much a Digivice style. I know many people confuse the Neo with the Cycle. The Cycle and Neo are actually very different from each other. So here we go, let's take a... Well, their shells are the same, but their stylings are a bit different. So the original Cycle here uses the 8x16 sprite sheet. The Neo actually has bigger sprites and a whole, like, walking mechanic into it. I don't know why Bandai of Asia just reused this design for the whole concept they're coming up with, but who knows? It seems kind of weird. But yeah, so the Neo is actually different from the Cycle. It has like its own little style, like little styling things and stuff like that, and it's very much a Digivice, like a Digivice type experience. It is not a V-Pad experience, it is a Digivice experience. And of course it comes with a little card here for the card-ass machines or whatever, which I've never done one of those machines, but they kind of look cool in a way. If you look at the back of here, you can actually see the little machine that they're talking about. It is pretty much the data card-ass, and there you go. It is a very popular trend in like Asia parts of the world, so not that shocking really. But there you go, it's a pretty cool device. This is, I think, for like China, Hong Kong releases or whatever. I don't think this was a Japanese release, surprisingly. It is a really cool looking device, and this was done for the Savers era, because as you know, Savers didn't do a basic Digivice. They did like this weird sort of, in Japan it was a VPET, and other parts of the world it was half VPET, half something else. I guess a way to combat that whole issue there was they just went and made this device here. This is the version 1 of the Neo. The version 2 of the Neo is a callback to Digimon Adventure, which is really cool. So there's kind of there's kind of interesting differences between these devices. And I know one of the main things about the Neo that is very different from most Digivices is that the Digimon actually can evolve and just stay in that position of evolution. So this whole device introduces a whole like evolution mechanic into it, which is really kind of cool. I'm excited for it. And of course we do got the Bandai Asia packaging here, which is this whole like Digimon D shape here, which is really cool. I have the detector box, also comes in this sort of styling as well, and it even comes with its own type of card, but it is kind of interesting to look at that in a way, to see like how much they just really like this boxing style. It's package style in a way. If I remember how to open this correctly, I don't know if there's... I know this was used before the fact, so it's like I do know that. But let's see if we can figure it out a little bit better. Let's see... Is that taped up pretty well? Okay, maybe not that side. We won't open this side, maybe. I thought this was... That's still like fully taped in there, so, Is this side the open side? Yep, there's the open side for us. Okay, sweet. So this side opens up pretty nicely. It is kind of funny that they do show off the original adventure characters on the back of this. I do get why they did that, because let's be honest here, Digimon Adventure was probably the better known series than Savers. Like, even at the time, like, Bandai really didn't know what the heck they were doing with Digimon, so it's kind of cool to look back in a way and see some of these cool ideas again. We do got our wonderful instruction manual here, pretty cool looking. And we do got the card, which I think is still just in there, which is kind of nice. And then we got the device itself, which just very much looks like a cycle. Though you can see the slight differences they came up with there. I don't think the screen actually orients like this, funnily enough. Or does it? I don't know. Let's see. Does it actually show anything? Do I have a version 2 or version 1? Okay, I think I have a version 2 of the whole Neo here. Because it shows off like the original Adventure cast. I thought I had a version 1. I don't know anymore, really, to be honest. That's so interesting. Look at the custom sprites they came up with. They're so adorable. Ah! And that's so weird to see some of this. But yeah, just pretty much a Digivice. And as you see there, it talks about the whole evolution mechanics and stuff like that, which is very interesting in a way. I don't know, I'm excited to try this out though. As you see, it has a lot of the stats screens from, I think this started originally on the D-Arc or Detector. I do remember a lot of these from the Detector, but to be honest, I haven't ran my D-Power, I should say, not D-Arc, blah. I haven't ran my D-Power yet, so I can't say too much about that yet. But a lot of these are the same ones that you see actually on the Detector, like the game symbol, the medical, the power, or the connector, or whatever. So it's kind of cool to see some of this again. And it is kind of cool to see like half English and all that stuff. Very interesting. I'm super excited to try this device out at some point. I do know recently we did have the whole like failed D3 series or whatever, but I'm not going to be discouraged from that. I do love running these devices still, so. And I do have a replacement for the D3 series coming in very soon, so I'm very excited to see where this goes. And yeah, there you go. You can see how it's actually supposed to be held and stuff like that, so it's kind of interesting. I'm curious to see how this works out over time. I don't know. I guess we'll look at the device though, because why not? Can I get it out of the packaging? I want it free! Yeah, this is way better looking than my actual detector package. When my detector came in, all the package is actually yellowed like this, like the little packaging right there. So a lot of the plastic is super brittle on it. This one is not brittle, which is kind of nice. Issue is, it's still this type of packaging, and it doesn't come out easily, like, at all. Ah! Pop out! Pop out! No! Okay, there we go. And there we go. Kind of cool. Does that still have the battery in this? I hope not. I guess let's find out. Okay, no, it doesn't have the battery. It just has the pull tab still in it. That's kind of cool, though. But yeah, this is the device itself. It's just meant to be, I guess, held like this or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not. I remember it being like this, but I may be just confusing it with the cycle. Like I said, they just reused the casing of the cycle for this device. So it's really weird to, like, sit down and be like, wow, when you know, like, this is very much them being, like, sort of lazy and just reusing whatever. But I'm so excited about this. And you got the weird, cool, big old sticker on top of it. But yeah, this is just supposed to be the nice little Digivice replacement for, like, the pedometer pet side of things. Because after Frontier, they didn't really return back to this concept, really, in a sense. I know people might argue with me, because, like, there was, like, the remakes of, like, these type of devices, but, like, they never came back to, like, making a new type of, like, pedometer-based Digivice toy ever again. Nowadays, we just get, like, remakes and stuff like that. We don't really get, like, a newer version of something. So it's one of those, like, yeah, you can't really argue about it, because, in a sense, this is pretty much, like, the last new style of, like, pedometer pet toy, really. And I know you can argue that, like, the, what is it, the little watches, like, something like that. But to be honest, the watch didn't really do the same sort of concept, really. You do walk around and stuff like that, but, like, if you're comparing the little watch band to this device here, there's, like, no comparison, really. Sure, it has, like, the whole walking mechanic in it, but this device has still, like, a whole, like, map function and stuff like that. And it's kind of crazy to think that we never kind of got another one of these style again. Nowadays, we just get remakes. Hopefully, the next Digimon series discontinues that trend, really. I would love to see, like, an actual new Digivice toy. That is an actual, like, pedometer-based Digivice toy. Instead of, like, whatever Adventure 2020 did and, like, whatever Applemon did. And Cross Wars. Cross Wars also did something different. Though in Cross Wars, since it made sense, I can't complain about what Cross Wars did. I loved what the Cross Wars Digivice did. I don't own one, but I would love to own one day. The Cross Wars Digivice basically sat down and was like, hey, let's make an MP3 player, which is really weird to think about that in a sense. But yeah, that's pretty much all for the cool mail stuff today. If anyone asks me where I got this from, don't ask me that. I just kind of got these off Discord, so it's one of those type of things where you're like, it's hard to explain. It's Discord. Just check Discord often, y'all. If you're part of the Discord communities, just check your Discord communities. I don't know. Kind of like the best way to explain it, really. But, yeah. We're going to take a little quiet break here, because we're going to wait for these guys to evolve, because as you know, these guys evolve stupendously quick, so we'll be back in, like, just a quick second with them. So, yay about that. And that's kind of pretty much it for right now, so woohoo! I'm gonna go finish editing the other Digivice episode I'm working on, so yay, the start of a new series. And then we'll get back to these stinky boys very soon. Woo! I'm also gonna go repackage everything I just unboxed, because, you know, that's the fun of that. Gotta love when the Neo comes in a weird D-shaped box. It wasn't uncommon back then, though. That was just how Bandai of Asia worked for a while there. Seriously, like, my detector has the same type of box, so fun! But yeah, see y'all later. We'll be back in a second, not see y'all later. We'll be back in a second! Ha 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 ha! Whee! Whoa! And we are back with the stinky nuggets of joy. Well, not joy, really, but it's whatever. We got Rathalos again, because as you know, we're trying to get, like, that Garurumon stage, and we pretty much just have to do this guy, like, one more time, so Let's do this real quickly. There you go. No worries. This is a well-proven method and does nothing to really help this device's case of being stupendously easy and stupendously boring. Because training has no effect on this device, so it doesn't matter. And I could do this all day too. Like, it really doesn't care what you do in this device. This is like the best part about this. Since they took out the weight class in this thing, that means you don't have to do anything. Nothing matters in this device anymore. There's our boy. And then on this one, we got Rathalos. Look at this cute dragon boy. You also don't have to do much for him, really. You just have to... And are we at the good point yet? Yeah, we're at the good point. I'm okay with this. So, funny part about this device is it just has, like, every evolution stage has 2 requirements for, like, whatever you do. So, like, the funny part about this is, like, no matter what you do in this device, you can always get what you want. Just because, like, everything is so singularly, like, done in this thing that there is no, like, multi-pathway evolutions or anything. It's all, like, single path, which means that you can't really block people out of it because there's nothing really to do. Like, every Digimon on this device only has 2 pathways, which is usually one color or its palette swap of a color. We saw that in the last run, too, by the way, with the Rathalos over here. Because no matter what, it's 2 pathways that always goes back to the same thing. So the only diverging path in this device is that basically there's only 2 diverging paths on this device. The Egg 2 stage, which allows you to pick whoever you start from, and then once you get to the monster can only be either the one color guy or the other color guy. But, you know, the funny part about it is, it doesn't matter which one you get, because no matter what, you still go back to the same guy. Nothing matters in this device. Nothing matters. It's so funny how weirdly against this whole VPET concept this device is to itself. It's great. It's just funny to me. The only time you ever have to actually care in this device for things is that final evolution, where it makes you rerun the device anyway, just to go get the other pathway of the character you already ran. And the best part about that is, instead of, like, implementing, like, an archive system or whatever in this device, it doesn't even do that. There is no book feature in this thing. It's just nothing. Nothing's in here. I don't know how Bandai did this. I don't know how they outclassed being the worst VPET, like, being the worst VPET thing, and making something that's even worse. I'm already not a fan of the other Colors devices, but this just outclasses it in a new sense, where you're just like, I can't be excited for this. Because no matter what, how can you look at this and be like, this is okay, when, like, the 20th existed? When? Where's my DMX? We'll grab a box DMX right here. When another DMX existed? These 2 devices existed a little bit before this. And both of them did everything in these devices better. It just drives me insane. Ugh, this is going to be such a negative impact series just because I've been so mad about these devices. And I have not unboxed this thing in a while, by the way. I don't use my original DMX too often, because I usually run the Red X that I got from, like, the American side of things. And when I do a series on the DMX, I don't know if I'll even run this one, because I don't know if this will be a good one to run. The screen's really dark on this device, which is a really bad issue with it. So that's the joy with that DMX. But no worries, I can just borrow my girlfriend's DMX. She actually has a Blue X one, so I don't have to worry about it. Put that black in there. But it's so hard to, like, be excited for these Digivices, because no matter how you look at it, there's just been other better devices out there. These things already cost, like, a little bit too much money for what they are. Like, it's hard to sit down and be like, oh yeah, it's worth it. When, like, you've seen, there's so many, like, ways they improved the Digimon concepts and things like that before the fact. Like, it's hard to be like, yeah, because look at these guys. These guys have the big sprites and everything. So it's hard to be like, whatever for these devices. Because, like, the only improvements is the color screen and rechargeable battery. Which, who even knows how lucky rechargeable battery is? Because, like, no matter what, at some point you're going to have to replace that battery. And it's going to be a pain in the butt. And for those who don't know that whole pain in the butt process, for example, I've been working on iPods recently. And you know what I have to do for each one of these iPods usually? I have to take out the rechargeable battery in it. Because they become gross, spicy pillows that at some point can break the device or become a fire hazard. So for me, rechargeable batteries are not that worth it, really. So it's hard to sit down and be like, yeah, for them when these things are a pain in the butt. I do love iPods, but, like, that's the issue with these things. Rechargeable batteries are a pain. This one still needs, like, extra work done to it, but still, like, no matter what, I had to go in there and pop out the rechargeable battery. So it's hard to sit down and be like, yeah, because I know what annoying work has to go into it. And I'm hoping these don't have the iPod issue later on, of the Nanos at least. For those who don't know, the iPod Nanos, when their battery starts to, like, break down in them, the battery starts to expand, and it has a chance of breaking the screen. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen with these devices. The nice part about these devices are they are easy to take apart because they do have a seam in them, so that is a good part about them. So I'm not going to be too worried about that, but, like, still, it's going to be a pain in the butt future with these devices. And same with the Uni and Smart. Like, no matter what, at some point, we're going to have to go in there and take the battery out. So, yay, the future of rechargeable batteries. That's why I'm glad for the Paradise, going back to basic batteries. It's so much nicer. And I get people don't like buying batteries, but, like, it's just easier that way. You don't have to worry about, like, future repair things and stuff like that these will at some point come with. And by the way, they do solder the batteries directly onto these things. They're not easy plug-in, plug-out things. So, have fun with them in the nice future there. And yeah, we're basically just going to enjoy these guys for a little bit, because why not? They're too easy to do anything with. Yay. But yep, we'll see y'all in the next episode, where this guy will become the stage and complete whatever evolution thing I needed for this side, and this guy will evolve into whatever. Cool part is, when this guy evolved, guess what we got out of it? We got a background! So let's look at the background we got. It's somewhere in here. I forgot what background it was, because it evolved right after the thing. I think it's this background. Is this the new background? But yeah, there we go. It looks nice. It still has the same problem as all the other backgrounds, though. They look too grayed out and washed out. Like, each one of these backgrounds is so horribly washed out that, like, the reason why I always pick this one is because it's so bright and colorful. And I can't even support it too much, because Bandai still took out the whole, like, cool background thing of, like, timing elements. So, it's... I hate these devices so much. Why, Bandai? Why did we go back again so far? Ugh. I'm so glad this is my last run of this device, by the way. It's very hard to support these devices. But yeah, that's going to be the fun of it right now. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode! Woohoo! And the new Digivice replacement series is coming soon, so be expecting that at some point as well. So, yay! Yay! Woo! Okay, see y'all later. Bye!